Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
What's your name?
My name's Sam.
Where are you from?
From London, born and bred.
Are you ready for my questions?
Shoot, yes.
Yay. Okay. What was the first video game you played?
I am not 100% sure, but I think it was Super Mario Land on the Game Boy when I was probably too small to even hold the Game Boy up. But that's the one I remember. It's not the one that sort of triggered my love, but it was definitely one of the early ones. So I'm going to go with that.
How old were you?
Probably like 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Yeah, and wasn't very good, obviously. But it was the start of a long affair.
What got you into gaming in the first place?
I mean, that kind of experience, definitely, sort of starting very young. I remember my cousins, I think it was always sort of a thing. I remember playing the early Pokemon games on Game Boy as well and going like, okay, this is an obsession. And then when it became a full, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever done, was my cousins got a Nintendo 64. And I remember going to play GoldenEye at their house, the 4-player split screen, shoot 'em up. And it was just a complete obsession. I was like, I'm never going to do anything else. This is all I want to do with my time forever. And I'm 33 and I think that's still true.
Are there specific genres or types of games that you tend to gravitate towards?
Yes. Honestly, there are very few that I don't love. I think I gravitate towards first-person shooters, probably because of GoldenEye. I love RPGs of all sorts, all role-playing games. If I'm playing on PC, I love a really good strategy game. Like some of my favorite games I probably put the most hours into are sort of big strategy games. And then there's always some good sports games. Like you can't overlook FIFA for some football. And I would say like the most recent one that I was thinking about is Auto Battlers, which never existed in the past and now suddenly are a whole genre unto themselves. And they're very soothing for me for some reason.
Do you play Japanese games?
I do some. I think RPGs, when I was growing up, JRPGs, Japanese role-playing games, were always the best role-playing games. So my way in there was definitely via sort of Squaresoft, like Final Fantasy series. And that love still remains. Like, I still get excited when the next one comes out.
What do you think of Hideo Kojima?
It's complicated, isn't it? Well, I think he's clearly an extraordinary game designer. I think he's made some of the best games that I've ever played. Like I remember Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 in particular just blew my mind. And maybe I was at the right age where it was, stuff that I'd never seen before, like having to tear out your memory card during Metal Gear Solid 1 in the Psycho Mantis fight. Like that kind of stuff was groundbreaking. Like I'd never done anything like that. But I think in more recent years, okay, so what I'm going to say is it's like an amazing filmmaker or an amazing author. People can still be extremely talented, but they still need people around them who tell them no. They need editors. They need sort of colleagues who go, maybe let's not do that. What about this? And sort of help shape the genius. And I worry that now he maybe doesn't have those people around him saying no. So I think he's gone a bit off the deep end into, a place where I'm not loving his stuff as much anymore.
Is there any current or upcoming game releases that you're particularly excited about?
The one I'm obsessed with right now is Baldur's Gate 3, which is a Western RPG, but it's the closest. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons player. Like I love role-playing all around. And the thing about that video game is it's the closest I've ever come to the experience of playing D&D with your friends, but put into a video game. And it's just so meticulously made. I think it's extraordinary. Everyone should play it. It's just a genius game. And then the next thing that I'm really excited about is actually a full game. It's DLC, which is for Elden Ring. I really love that game, all the Souls games in general. So I'm desperate for the DLC for that game.
What do you think of the fact that you can now play high-resolution games on the iPhone 15 at the level of the PlayStation 5?
I'm curious. I haven't done it myself. I don't think that that's what I want to do. I think, I don't know, I've been gaming for so long that depending on where I go, that's the experience I want. So if I'm sitting on my comfy chair at home and I've got the big TV, I want to play PlayStation. If I'm sitting in my chair in my office, I want to play PC. If I'm, at a cafe waiting for an order or on a train, I don't want to play Spider-Man or like some big, crazy high-end game. I want to play a stupid quiz game or something that takes, 30 seconds and then I'm done. So I'm interested to see what it's like, but I'm not convinced.
Can you share your top 3 favorite games and why you love them?
Sure. This is incredibly hard because trying to remember 30 years of gaming and pick 3 is like, what? But there's so many.
I know. Same for anime.
Yeah, I mean, how can you? But I'm going to say my top 3 in no particular order are Dark Souls, Pokemon Silver, Final Fantasy VIII, which I think was the one that really sort of bit me and that I spent hundreds of hours in. I was clearly just the right age and it just stayed with me all this time.
So now to round things out, a quick fire round. Are you ready?
Shoot.
Favorite gaming snack?
Cadbury's chocolate eclairs because they're neat.
Console or PC gaming?
Oh, it's so dependent, but I'm going to say console.
A single player or multiplayer games?
Single player. I'm antisocial. I don't like people.
Lastly, do you have any message for Japanese video game fans?
I hope you guys are okay. Thanks for giving us most of the best jumping off point to video games. Sorry, we've ruined a lot of them. I want to know what your favorite games are because I bet there's loads of cool Japanese games that I'm not playing and have never heard of. So put them in the comments so that I can steal them.
Thank you so much for your time, Sam. I see you around in London.
You will.
Any plan coming to Japan?
Oh my God, I would love to. Yeah. Tell me where I should go. I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, bye.
この動画は英語の学習教材としてもご活用いただける内容となっています。動画がお役に立ちましたら、ぜひいいねやチャンネル登録をお願いします。これからもノッティングヒルアカデミーでは様々なトピックで楽しいコンテンツをお届けしていきますので、お楽しみに。リクエストなどがあればコメント欄にお願いします。